Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Mae.
I'm Max.
And I'm Ben, and we were had.
Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were. Today we are talking about the June 1962 escape from Alcatraz.
Woo!
The
Let's
Rock.
do it.
So,
The Rock?
Is that what that movie's about?
The movie is about Alcatraz, but it's not that story. There is a movie from 1979 with Clint Eastwood called Escape from Alcatraz, which is about this story.
And this is a good point to mention that this episode is in honor of our new petition to reopen Alcatraz as an active prison. Bring it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep
That'd
it
be
as a
fun.
museum, too.
Yeah, so you can come in and look at the prisoners.
It's not demeaning at all.
Wait, so we're only talking about one escape.
Yes, there were a few other attempts, but this is the most famous escape. Alcatraz as a prison was closed down a year later, or maybe even less than a year later, by Attorney General at the time, Robert Kennedy.
Get out.
Yes. But
You know what's upsetting is that I only think of Kennedys and their murders. I forgot that they were actually politicians
Right.
that did things for years before they were killed.
Pretty good ones, I think.
I mean, Robert Kennedy, I literally only know him for being murdered that one time. Other than, he was like a governor and also in politics.
Something happens to you one time and no one
Oh,
can
you get
forget
killed
it.
once. You get shot in the head once. And that's it. That's your definition.
He also fucked a bunch of broads.
They all do.
I remember
Let me
that,
tell you
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
so Robert Kennedy, known for three things: getting shot, fucking a bunch of broads, closing down Alcatraz.
Wow.
Back to Alcatraz. Smooth
Seamless.
transition.
That was great.
So, formerly a military base, the high-security prison Alcatraz sits on a 22-acre island known as the Rock, about 1.25 miles away from San Francisco. And I included a little map. Did you get the photos there? Yeah, so a map just to show, if you haven't been to San Francisco, you can see it easily when you're crossing the Golden Gate Bridge.
Why
But
are you pitching me San Francisco right now?
it's lovely.
You're a tour guide.
It is lovely.
Oh,
Can I tell
beautiful.
you? I hate San Francisco. Come at me.
Have you been to Alcatraz?
I have never been to Alcatraz. I have toured the city of San Francisco, and that shit sucks.
Well, you might not like the city, but the prison.
The prison. It's beautiful. Let me tell you something. The island is beautiful. The views are lovely. San Francisco as a whole, terrible city. I had a wonderful long weekend there. The city itself, underwhelming.
Way underwhelming.
It's underwhelming.
Everyone there tries too hard.
I like the Bay Area. Can I say that?
That's the most pretentious thing you've ever said.
I
in your
like
life.
the area, the area of the Bay.
I like the Bay Area. Right. Okay, you fucker.
I like wine country, just about.
Wine country is great.
I love wine country.
The water surrounding the prison hovers around 48 to 54 degrees with strong currents, which is relevant for this story.
Because it pulls the prisoners.
As time went on, the prison would fall into disrepair and the budget to fix numerous problems were limited. This would become a resounding factor in the inmates, Clarence Anglin, John Anglin, brothers, Alan West, and Frank Morris escaping. So those are our four guys.
A lot.
The photo here is only 3 guys because West, who is actually the first guy to come up with the plan, doesn't make it.
Get shot on the way out?
No. He literally can't leave. He stays on the island.
He takes the L?
That's West.
Oh, wow. Looks like he would take an L. That middle guy from the last one, the other pictures, looks like Whitey Bulger, doesn't he?
Yes.
A little bit,
Yes,
yeah.
he
Looks
does.
just like him.
Also, I thought it would be you wouldn't put brothers together in the same prison. I feel like that'd be like they would probably try to escape.
Like you
together.
can't operate on your brother.
Yeah. No, I mean like people that did the same. I don't know. I feel like that's weird. Is
I
that
don't know.
crazy? Is that insane
Yeah,
to
'cause
say?
I'm not sure.
Well, it kind of feels like if you and I committed a crime together, which makes a
Right.
lot of sense.
Right,
They
yeah,
wouldn't
can't
put they wouldn't put us in the same prison.
Oh, because
Right.
you guys are like siblings. That's cute.
Yeah. More like we're killers. But
Right.
also, I feel like you would team up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, they did.
Yeah,
They absolutely did.
Of course. You,
And they
you
escaped.
don't think we're stealing a couple spoons from the cafeteria and start digging our way out? You're out of your goddamn mind.
Little background on the 3, on all 4 of them. So Frank Morris was abandoned him. His parents abandoned him when he was 11. He spent the rest of his childhood in
Why did you
foster
laugh
homes.
at that?
I don't know, because I lost my place.
He goes, he can't get through. His parents fucking abandoned him. This kid's a fucking orphan.
It's hilarious.
He was convicted of his first criminal offense at 13, trying to hold it together, and by his late teens had been arrested for crimes ranging from narcotics possession to armed robbery. The thing that I found interesting about Morris, reportedly ranked in the top 2% of the general population in intelligence, a measured IQ of 133.
Too smart for his own good.
Wow. That's part of it.
That is part of it.
Then you have the Anglins, the brothers.
Not smart. Are they smart?
Well, I don't know, 133 IQ. I think that's very high. I actually don't know how the IQ test rating goes.
I think regular people are like, I don't know, like 90 to 100. I just know that Stephen Avery was like a 50 IQ or something like that, and that's very low.
That was the making murderer guy, right?
Yeah.
That's tough.
The Anglins were born into a family of 13 children in Georgia. Their
wow.
parents...
That's too many children.
They're busy.
That's a lot. Maybe that's why it was okay for them to be brothers. Because when you have 13 kids, you're barely brothers.
No, you don't even know each other's names.
Yeah.
You kind of live in the same apartment building.
Yeah, exactly.
Building, not even the same apartment.
No, not
Right.
right. This is a different floor.
You said 130 was their IQ?
133.
133. That's moderately gifted. 180 and up is like profoundly gifted.
Oh.
There's, like,
Okay.
a whole scale.
Well, never mind. He was a dummy.
Moderately gifted.
Well,
This
in
guy- Just because
1962...
he was in the fucking advanced reading group in middle school doesn't mean that this guy is exactly fucking Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, average is like around 100 or so.
This is according to Wikipedia, so maybe...
What's a
maybe in
woman's
19 Maybe it's...
70s?
it's
Oh, my
It's
God.
IQ inflation over the course of 60 years.
Oh, that's it. I believe that.
A little bit about West. Alan West, the guy who doesn't make it, was born in New York City. West was arrested.
Hometown, baby.
NYC.
He was arrested over 20 times throughout his lifetime. He was imprisoned for car theft in 1955. After an escape attempt from a prison in Florida, he was transferred to Alcatraz in 1957 at the age of 28 and became inmate AZ-1335. Thought it was important for you guys to know that.
Can I say something? These lives, these are insane to me. Lives like this.
You know, there's a documentary that is called Life of Crime, and it follows people for like 30 years, and all they do is crime.
What do you mean? Like, do they know they're being filmed, or it just like documents all of their crime?
No, they knew that they were being filmed, and so they would like agree to be a part of a documentary. And over the span of 30 years, this documentarian followed them around, and now it just came out in 2020, I think. And you can watch like 30 years of these people growing older and just being like career criminals.
How is that legal for them to film it and not report it?
I don't know. Because they're not a fucking narc.
Everybody's a fucking rat. I say good on these people for staying tight. Can I just say, though, lives like this where, like, he grew up in New York, was arrested 62 times before he turned 12. Like, this is insane, right? Like moving to Florida, going to jail.
Yeah.
It feels like without the iPhones and Netflix, you had way more time to live your life. You know what I mean?
People were fun back then.
Just get
Robbing
arrested
banks.
in every state, bro. That's insane.
Yeah, like,
I'm lucky if I get arrested in one.
Use your attention span for something good, like robbing an armored car.
Yeah.
You know?
I think also all of these people aren't that big of criminals, which kind of makes this story more fun.
I feel like crime
I don't think
got
any of
worse.
these people were murderers.
They're not like masterminds.
Well, 133 IQ. Well, they are kind of masterminds in terms of the escape. So
Right.
I'm getting this general narrative of the escape from a website. It was reported that West approached Morris with the plan to escape in early 1960. So West, the guy who's going to end up not escaping, is
it going to be a reveal why he doesn't escape, or are we just kind of getting there?
yes.
Cucked out.
West.
You
I don't know, it's just a
you get on
guess.
top of cucked out. I know.
Apparently, he did go along with all the investigations after the fact, but
You
I don't know
see?
if that means
Cucking
anything.
out.
Oh, he ratted them?
Well, he didn't really rat them. I mean, they haven't been found. So just so you know,
Can you imagine if he just killed these people?
Ooh.
Am I jumping ahead?
you're jumping nowhere. I don't know what that means.
He cooked them. He ate them. Fucking end of case.
Fuck the skulls.
He fucked their skulls.
I can't believe this guy fucked all their skulls. That's crazy.
That's insane that you're
Okay.
leading to this.
That's true. That's not until paragraph 3, though. Wes knew of a ventilator cover in cell block B that might not have been sealed over with concrete like the majority of the vents.
Who
If
told
this-
him about that?
That I don't know. He just knew of a ventilator cover. West also began working with the maintenance crew that provided him insight into the building's structure, layout, and weaknesses. So he's scoping things out. By September 1961, the Anglin brothers, Morris and West, requested cell moves that made them closer to this cell block, this vulnerable cell block.
You can request a move?
I guess they could request it. And
Dorms?
it was all approved.
By who? Their RA? That's wild. You can just change. If you don't like your roommate, you can just change.
Yeah. Okay, so the first part of this whole escape, they created a diversion. This is the best part. A diversion by painting dummy heads, which were made from a plaster-like mix of soap, concrete, and other materials completed with real human hair. It's Ferris Bueller. Like
That's
they
hilarious.
Do we have a picture of it?
Yes, there you go.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
God.
Wow, those are pretty good.
They're not bad.
Yeah, no, they're like cool paper mache. Or, I
Man,
don't know,
Alan West is
Alan-
quite the schnoz on
Gee, I was going to say, I hope he did that about himself, because otherwise it's a hate crime.
Wow, that was crazy. They were pretty damn good.
Those were good.
They laid the heads in their beds to fool the guards, and sure enough, on June 12th, on the morning following the escape, when the 7 a.m. bell went off to wake the prisoners, guards discovered that the prisoners were still asleep in their beds.
Huh.
What's the
worked.
IQ of these guards? My
Not
God.
133.
Well, who's
Stephen
this?
Avery.
I'm so upset that 133 is not even high.
It's not impressive at all.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have named it. You shouldn't have said the number. What do you think you are?
What do I think?
Ballpark it.
I
Ballpark
don't
it.
even know what an IQ test is. What do they show you? Like
Spoken
shapes?
like a true 118.
Probably 118. That's probably right.
I clocked it.
It's a weird superpower.
I know exactly what your IQ number is. 87 doesn't even know what we're saying.
Oh, there we go.
over here.
Okay, we got it up. What the all right, so moderately gifted 130 to 144. So
Oh.
that's what Morris was. Profoundly I like how they're just coming up with adverbs.
They lose
I'm
it.
like, exceptionally or profoundly. What's
It's
even
different.
better? That's crazy.
Sexually gifted? Yeah. Mild mental disability, borderline mental disability, average intelligence. Okay. So 180 and up. If you meet someone who's 180 and up, that means you've met a real
They're lying.
genius.
That means they're
That
lying.
means they're lying. It wasn't until one of the guards reached into Morris's cell, pushed the head, and it fell onto the ground that the guards realized that something was wrong. To this day, the dummy head still bores the damage that resulted in this fall. So I guess they just sort of pushed it, and that picture has some of the
Who
damage
pushed it?
there.
The guard.
The guard.
I'm like, who pushed it? Should be arrested.
It's unknown who exactly came up with the idea to make dummy heads. However, Clarence worked as Clarence is one of the Anglin brothers. Clarence worked as a barber and had access to hair trimmings. Either way, phase one of the plan was a success.
Yeah, but
Oh
who
my God,
worked
those
as
are
a
real hairs?
I guess
mean,
so, yeah.
wow.
Who worked as a sculptor, though? Because those are
Yeah,
beautiful.
who worked as a
Yeah,
Michelangelo.
yeah.
after laying the
Thank
dummy
you
heads.
for that. He did art.
We got a 179. Dropping these Renaissance references. After laying the dummy heads in their beds, the gang heads in their bed. There's like a lot of rhyming randomly in this. Okay. The gang moved on to phase two of their plans to escape the inescapable prison. The men went to work on busting out of their cells. All four. I said that weird.
Busting out of their
I don't know
cells.
what that was. All four of them had 5-inch by 9.5-inch ventilation grates in the back of their cells. Perhaps it came from his time in maintenance. Wes knew that the wall surrounding the gates was less than 6 inches thick, making it possible for each man to expand the hole in their cell to fit through. For months, the prisoners spent time drilling small, close-knit holes around the cover of the ventilation grates using crude handmade tools like spoons,
That's what I said Mae and I were going to use.
stolen from the kitchen, and a drill made from a vacuum cleaner motor. These holes, I mean, it's so,
I mean,
it is a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
And it
here's
became
my
one.
here's my defense of this: is when you have one problem and all day to worry about it, you can get things done. Whereas
true.
that's not true because when I only have one thing,
I
don't
disagree.
do
I will
anything.
avoid it. I'm when I'm busy, I got a lot done. You know?
It kind of surprises me that the spoons used in this prison were metal. You know, you would think they would be plastic. That'd be so funny to prisoners like super into the environment. It's like, this is bullshit.
This is not right.
Needs the
This
plastic
is not
straws.
right.
Yeah.
Just because they want to carve their way out.
That's great.
These holes made it possible to remove the entire small section of the wall around the air vents.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, sure. So they're just carving their ways. Yeah.
Okay, he worked on the wall.
Mhm.
I've never been in a job where I worked at Brugger's Bagels. I didn't know the counter was 6 inches
Wow.
wide. You know what I mean?
Little humble brag over there. Yeah. Okay,
I was a
continue.
bagel boy in high school. Okay, you know that? Look at me. I was a bagel boy.
Yeah.
Didn't you
yeah.
get fired from that job?
I got fired from every job.
I think for Brugger's, you need to be at least a 160.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I have a 34 IQ. I was the bagels. It's I'm just saying I don't know how discussions happen that you realize that the walls were only 6 inches thick and that they're made of softer concrete than the rest of the walls. Like, who told him this?
I mean, don't you think he's scoping it out? I mean, like
Yeah,
you
he's
said, there's nothing
measuring
else
He's
to
doing
go prison.
experiments.
He wants out. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
What are
Imagine
you
being
doing?
You're measuring your shoulder width.
Because it's like this.
Yeah.
It's 3 of these. It's 3 of these by 6 of these.
Max just doesn't
I think
get
you're
it.
underestimating the motivation to get out of prison.
Let me tell you something.
People are pretty motivated.
So far, it sounds like a nice place. They're allowed to change rooms, beach views. I'm not exactly complaining.
What-
Chill
Wooden's
with their
or-
bro.
Yeah, they're with their
Spoons.
brothers. They're with their family.
That's true.
They got metal spoons.
They got metal spoons.
I don't have metal spoons in my home. I eat with my hands.
That's pretty good. Metal spoons is pretty good. These holes allowed them to access a utility corridor that was directly behind their cells that was typically left unguarded. From there, they were able to climb up to a hidden land area directly above their cell block where they had been working in secret for several months. In this area, they were able to make the dummy heads, tools, and other items they'd use in the Great Escape.
They had an office.
I mean, it's
This is
nuts.
insane.
Isn't that nuts?
There's a WeWork in Alcatraz.
They had a meeting space. They were commuted.
They had Zoom.
They had Zoom.
All right, so we'll jump ahead to the actual escape. So to escape the island, the prisoners had made life preservers and a 14-foot rubber raft, all made from prison-issued raincoats.
Dude, was education better back then? Did you learn more about things?
More
I think-
useful things, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, useful things. Also, criminals, I think, are smart.
Every
They
one
are. Every single one
they're
of
all
them.
brilliant. If someone
Yeah.
has committed a crime, it's because they are smart, not because they are bad.
Yeah.
They're cursed with intelligence.
Well, I would say it probably, I doubt these guys went to school for that long. So maybe it's a testament to the fact that you don't learn anything useful in school. You learn useful things when you're not in school.
True.
Like how to turn
Or the
raincoats
school
into
was
a
so
raft.
good, they got what they needed. They got out of there.
Yeah, well, they went to the Lincoln Academy of Raft building. I mean, I don't think
It doesn't make any sense. I bet they knew how taxes work too, which I don't.
No.
they know tax stuff.
You
Yeah.
know, I
They know
didn't do
everything.
my
But they had
taxes
wood
last
shop.
year.
No, accidentally?
Yeah.
It's like didn't do them?
And
did
no
what?
one came after me.
Well, you're saying it publicly, you dumb bitch.
But I'll be like, I was joking. And they'll be like, yeah, but you never filed them. I'm like, oops.
Is that allowed? What happens?
Nothing.
I guess we're going to
Or
find
like,
out.
yeah.
You're removed, Joe.
I'm going to file them this year. And then they'll probably be like, oh, you didn't file them last year. I'm like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Call the police.
Cry about it.
Call the police.
Call the IRS or whatever.
Come get me.
Right, exactly.
Next week's episode recorded live from Mae's new prison.
We would go with her. We would record it at the prison. We
Well,
would.
that'd be
Well, that's actually what we've been talking about this whole time is will they let us go with you to the prisons, the same prison?
Yeah, recording at Rikers all together, that'd be fun.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
With the glass in between.
with the glass in
Yeah.
between. It's so fun.
That's good.
Yeah, we'd figure out the sound quality and stuff. It would probably be hard though.
Well, I'm sure we
Doing the podcast with a telephone.
And I got like a microphone up to it. I can fix it in post. Well, Ani and Irish will get in there.
Yeah, they'll get it.
Yeah.
They'll have to get arrested to come on my side of the glass.
Yeah. Oh, it's all coming together.
Well, we got a week. Yeah. They gathered over 50 raincoats for the job, possibly stitched them together using sewing machines, and vulcanized the rubber coats by holding the seams up to the heat from the steam pipes.
My
What is
God.
vulcanized? Because that's the coolest word.
That I don't know. Can we look up vulcanized? It is a cool word.
I'm just imagining like waterproofing it or some, I don't know.
Vulcanize the rubber coats. I don't know what that means.
Like making a raft where it's air on the inside all sucked in on the outside.
So
It's, you're vulcanizing it.
Vulcanization is a chemical process by which the physical properties of natural or synthetic rubber are improved. So I guess it makes the tensile strength of the rubber like super high.
It's when
Got
you
it.
take rubber and turn it into a tiny volcano.
Got it.
Correct? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So they're vulcanizing and so they get out. Once it was realized the prisoners were missing, Alcatraz went into lockdown as a search began. Guards quickly found the hidden workshop, the hole in the ceiling, and footprints on the roof and on the ground of the pipe where they climbed down. The FBI joined the case as well as the Coast Guard and the Bureau of Prison Authorities in a wide-scale search, but the escapees, as well as their raft, were never seen again.
Did I space out, or did you say why the one guy didn't make it with them?
I guess I never specifically mentioned it. It's
That's all I've been wanting to know this whole time.
I love how spacing out was a totally viable option too. You're like,
I
was
wasn't
I not
listening.
paying
Well, I
attention
wasn't listening.
on this podcast that we're doing?
It looks like he
It's
just.
just, it's so monotone when he's talking. It's tough to stay locked in.
Oh yeah, no, and your voice has a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, your voice gets real deep sometimes.
Oh, it's so high and whiny.
My cousin told me that your laugh scares her cats.
Deeply hurts my feelings. I do have a bit of a hyena laugh, Sumi. Does she like it?
She does.
Okay.
She actually complimented the studio because she was like, their sound quality has gone way up. Yes. Shout out Too Much Content.
Okay, well, I used to edit it, so that's 2 insults that you've done. You've attacked me twice in one sentence.
Don't make me do 3.
Here we go. Okay. So West discovered that the cement he had used to reinforce crumbling concrete around the vent had hardened, narrowing the opening and fixing the grill in place. By the time he managed to remove the grill and re-widen the hole, the others had left without him.
Oh, my God.
He returned to his cell and went to sleep. And he was pictured like a Charlie Brown. Like,
Oh, that's, it's George Michael.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's
Wow,
funny.
that sucks. Can you imagine how fucking pissed you would be? Oh,
Would you rat, though?
no.
But I don't even know.
Would you?
I would not.
No.
It says he
You can't.
cooperated, but like I don't even know what that means. They kind
He's
of
a rat.
But the police knows what happened.
That's true. They can see that the names of the people that aren't there anymore.
And like obviously they just went for land. There are not many
So why don't we
options.
know what happens? Because we never found the bodies.
We never found the
Did
bodies.
they find the raft?
So the raft thing is interesting. So they definitely never found the bodies. To jump around for a second to the raft, at the time it was reported that they didn't find the raft, but I think
It really feels like you're looking something up right now. You're like hacking
How
the
did you-
mainframe.
wow, you're good. So in terms of the investigation that happens right after, and this will get to the raft. So the escape was not discovered until the morning of June 12th due to the successful dummy head ruse. Multiple military and law enforcement agencies conducted an extensive air. They're looking for it. On June 14th, a Coast Guard cutter picked up a paddle floating about 200 yards off the southern shore of Angel Island. And that's also on that map. But what was a little confusing to me is that Angel Island is actually a little further away from Alcatraz than San Francisco is. So there it is. So you see Angel Island's where the mark is.
Ah. Oh, I was looking at the wrong place last time. That's what I was looking at.
It's further than San Francisco.
So when you were saying that you like the Bay Area, you were talking about Angel Island.
Angel, oh,
yeah,
gorgeous.
that's- I mean, it's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So they escaped there
That's the idea, which is, I mean,
Kinda
I
throws
don't
people
know.
off.
and lived out the
Descent,
rest of their
though.
lives, or like
Well,
that's
that would
what's-
make no sense if they didn't find them on Angel Island. It's pretty small. So, okay. On the same day and in the same general location, workers on another boat found a wallet wrapped in plastic complete with names, addresses, and photos of the Anglin's friends and relatives. The Anglins with the brothers. On June 21st, so that would be like a week and a half later, shreds of raincoat material believed to be remnants of the raft were found on a beach not far from the Golden Gate Bridge.
Wow.
The following day...
So they made it.
Maybe. I don't know.
You'd think that if they drowned, well, I guess like back then they probably didn't do an extensive search for their bodies in the water, but didn't you think they would float to the shore
Can I say something?
if they drowned?
I don't know.
I think that it was so unlikely that they survived, and they were so clever. But also back then, I think they faked the propaganda that they might have died. You know, I feel like they
And just changed
I
their
feel like
identities?
the suits like pushed. No, I feel like the prison people and like the government were like, oh, they died. You know, that way to make themselves look better.
Yeah.
Because these fuckers definitely lived. They were
So-
too smart. You don't think they planned like that?
So I'm going to tell you this.
Am I right?
This story has a good ending.
Yeah.
Or not only a good ending, but an ending that had we recorded this a couple of years ago, we wouldn't have this ending.
Ooh.
I know, you are piquing my interest. I'm
This
interested.
ending.
Yeah.
No, it's a fine ending. It's a good. It's good. Yeah. No, it is good. It's good.
He's not going to tell us.
So the official FBI stance is they drowned,
Right.
and that stance happens pretty soon after. I think it's still an open case for like the U.S. Marshals or something, but it's closed for the FBI. I'm not exactly sure how that works. There are different reported sightings. We don't know exactly, but the most interesting one I thought was that family members of the Anglin brothers sometimes received postcards and messages over the years.
From them.
Oh.
Most were unsigned. One was signed Jerry and another Jerry and Joe. The family also produced a Christmas card purportedly received in the family mailbox in 1962 saying, "To Mother from John, Merry Christmas."
Huh.
Do they think that could be a prankster, though?
It could be.
Come
Which
on,
would be
how could
fucked
you
up.
come up with a letter like that?
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's captured his voice.
Exactly.
Like in the 60s, you can say you're whoever you want. They don't even need to change their names legally.
They don't
can
even
just
remember
bop
what
around.
they look like. Yeah, you'd be like, hi, I'm John now. What were their
like,
names to begin
okay.
with? Were they John? I don't remember.
Yes.
It was John.
John and Joe, was it?
John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Schmidt.
John and... Oh, no, wait. John and Clarence. Who the fuck's Joe?
Maybe that's one of the change names.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought you said Jerry.
John and...
Who's on first?
Also, back in the day, you can just go to Canada and fuck off, and no one
Oh,
is
no.
none the wiser.
Canada. Those were the good old days. No fucking rules, except Trudeau was always wearing blackface back then.
Oh, yeah.
It was not great.
And even at the time, people were like, what?
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now he just wears it in private.
Yeah.
Jerry
At
and...
French Laundry.
Jerry. It was Jerry and Joe in the first letter, so that's neither of their names. But then the Christmas letter was from John, which is one of their names. Anyway.
They were keeping the dream alive.
Another of the Anglin's 11 siblings, Robert, also said that sometimes the phone would ring and all that could be heard was breathing on the other end.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Robert said, "I suppose all that could have been pranks, but maybe it was my brothers."
That's so sad.
That is sad. Also, it's funny to think about, like, there's this maniac homicidal guy after them breathing on the landline. They're like, oh, it's probably my
God.
brother.
Do you think it's John?
It's just a Zodiac killer.
Yeah, just a really angry
San
ex.
Francisco is a murder city. A lot of serial killers in San Francisco. Why is that?
Because it stinks.
It's a terrible place because it's a terrible, terrible place.
A lot of our stuff has been Northern
Am
California.
I
for
hunched
sure.
unbelievably? It feels like you're much taller than me.
I was hunched, and then
Let me tell you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not doing myself any favors.
No.
You both look good, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That's not. We needed that. What do you
Oh,
think?
God. Now that's the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That's anti-Semitic. That shot's anti-Semitic.
It's not even a stereotype.
He's just thinking of Olga.
I took one look at him. I got. That's wrong.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's rich.
One more quick thing before
Oh.
the big ending. The mother of the Anglin brothers received flowers anonymously every Mother's Day until her death in 1973.
Oh,
deserves them.
And
sweet.
two very tall, unusual women in heavy makeup were reported to have attended her funeral.
White chicks. Yeah, that's amazing.
Isn't that great? So
That's
there's
interesting.
the whole Wikipedia. There's a whole Wikipedia section of reported sightings. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there are a lot of stuff like this where people.
Do we
are
think they stayed living in San Francisco? Why can't I say San Francisco?
What was that?
Why can't I say San Francisco? I got it.
That was really weird. I left my heart in San.
San Francisco.
Okay, so
What was the big ending? Did we get there yet?
the big ending. So I'm reading an article from January 20th, 2020. Alcatraz escape mystery may have just been solved with facial recognition tech.
Get out.
The 57-year-old mystery of an infamous prison break from Alcatraz may have finally been solved after using artificial intelligence and facial recognition technology. And then I could skip the
Mumbo
stuff
jumbo.
that we already said. But Rothko, the Irish creative agency owned by Accenture Interactive, familiar,
Right, I'm familiar.
teamed up with AI specialists at Identive. So we're talking.
Right.
This is the best.
Yes.
To analyze a picture of two escapees and have for the first time confirmed their identities.
Get out.
In 2015, a grainy photo. So the photo is key. So So what?
This is what they would look like.
This is what they would look like now using this technology. Kind of looks right.
I mean, Clarence looks totally different. He's got like a different head shape.
He stopped being keto.
That's a shame. 'Cause Clarence was a good-looking guy.
They
He
all,
changed
they
eye
all
color.
kept their hair, which is wild.
Yeah, they did all keep their hair. That's nice.
All right. So this photo is the key.
Who's this?
In 2015, a grainy photo emerged that was taken by a family friend of the Anglins who were allegedly living in Brazil in 1975. 5 years later, facial recognition analysis confirms that the men in the picture are the same as those who escaped from prison.
Get out.
What?
Where?
So that's
This is
definitely them?
Brazil?
Apparently in Brazil.
They look great.
They do look great. They're living great lives. Look at those T-shirts.
I mean, they look cool.
They look
They look like
cool.
mobsters.
They look so
They
70s,
probably were
too.
mobsters.
Yeah, they look
That's what
perfectly
makes me
sim-
feel like it's kind of fake. Like they
Yeah.
just made him into 70s versions of their
This was
60s
taken
selves.
in 2020.
Yeah, right, exactly. Rothko
cool.
created the idea. That's the whatever the company or whatever created the idea and worked with. Why am I just? I'm giving shout outs to
Yeah,
these.
Rocco, baby. Thank you.
We're sponsored by facial recognition companies. Okay. To create the long shot, a campaign that tells the story of how the picture's hidden data was unlocked by using a facial matching system. Mark Hughes, chief AI scientist, said the system is founded on a training process in which the algorithm is fed many images of a single person's face, along with many images of different people. This process is repeated millions of times, while mathematical models are optimized to learn how to differentiate one person's face from another. So, I don't know, some cool
AI, I
technology.
don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that's how they think that
So
it
they're
has
alive.
been solved that they were alive.
What do you think? What does your heart tell you?
I think they survived.
That's
I
great.
think they survived too.
But I
think
thought
the
there was like
bodies would've
4
come
people
short.
that we started with.
We started with 4. One didn't make it. I'm not sure
What happened to the
2
non-brother?
of the 3. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Morris. That's a really good question. I assume that the 2 people in the photos are the brothers.
Yeah.
And yeah, but you're right. It's only 2 of them, but they do have the facial recognition of what all of them would look like.
The third one, Morris, you know him better as President Joe Biden.
Age-wise, that doesn't make sense. Morris would be way younger. Morris would be in his 90s.
And he'd be alive.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking off to Brazil makes sense too. No one's ever
Brazil
gonna
is
find
a
them.
great
Brazil's
place
a good
to
one.
go.
Go to Rio.
Yeah.
There's no rules in Rio.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Is that? Are we finished or what happened?
That's the basis of the
I feel
story.
like you just stopped paying attention to us being here.
No. Not at all. I mean, that is the general idea.
Yeah.
Is it time?
Oh. But that, I mean, that is the story. Just a very, very cool
We're
escape.
going to Rogue Island, baby.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Did you just make it to Rogue Island?
Yeah, I got the email.
Oh, that's great.
Congratulations.
I don't know. I haven't gotten my.
Why am I doing
phone's
this right
in the
now?
other
Let's
room.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
oh,
congrats.
stop it. I just want to go to Newport.
Yeah.
You can see Maximilian Spinelli at Rogue Island Festival
Why are we pretending like
sometime in like 4 months. I don't know.
Yeah, 4 months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm moving to Newport. This is it.
Write down the date. So we all think he's alive? They're
Yeah,
alive?
for
I hope
sure.
Or at
they're
least 2
alive.
of them, I suppose.
Prison escape. Can I also say something? I'm rooting for them because they were nonviolent, yes?
As far as I can tell, they're using fucking
And they never, like,
spoons.
on their way out, they didn't kill anybody.
No, I mean, they got out smooth.
Robbing is an honest crime.
Yeah. It is. It doesn't hurt anybody. I've been robbed and I didn't give a fuck.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I know. I
You've
didn't
had
care at all.
crimes committed against you.
People love to commit crimes against me. It's like their favorite thing.
I think that these guys were fairly clean. I mean, the Anglins were bank robbers. They claimed that they used a weapon only once during a bank heist, a toy gun. And
Oh
these
my
people
God,
are
they're
saints.
They're nice people.
They're whimsical.
Yeah, they used a Butterfinger. They used nothing.
The-
There's a movie where they use a Butterfinger to rob. Forget it. It's a terrible movie called The Chase with Charlie Sheen. Scene?
Scene.
Scene.
Have you ever seen the show? Is it Convicts? No, not. It's John Malkovich and Bruce Willis. That might not be the right casting either. They
not
play. They play bank robbers on the run with a woman. I don't remember which actress plays the
Oh
actress.
my God. Well, this
that
is
they
so
use the back of a
descriptive.
highlighter to make it look like a
Yeah,
gun.
yeah, yeah. I like those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not worth it for me to tell that story.
All right, I think we were had.
They're alive.
Cool.